And welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into why I think Linux is the ultimate platform for all things programming. We're talking about that open source goodness, the tools that come baked right in, and a community that's always down to help you debug your code. So whether you're just starting out or you're a seasoned coding pro looking to make a switch, stick around and let's break down why Linux might just be the perfect environment for your next coding adventure. Alright, let's kick things off with one of the biggest reasons why Linux is a programmer's paradise. It's open source. With Linux, you can access the source code, the very DNA of the operating system. You can study it, tweak it, even redistribute it. Talk about creative freedom. This kind of transparency is like having a backstage pass to the world of operating systems. You get to see how everything is built, how different components interact, and that's invaluable knowledge for any aspiring programmer. You're not just a user anymore. You're part of a community that builds and shapes the technology you use every day. Plus, this open source nature means Linux is constantly evolving, getting better with every tweak and contribution from developers around the world. It's a living, breathing ecosystem of innovation, and being a part of that is pretty darn cool. So, if you're serious about mastering the art of programming, diving into the open source world of Linux is like enrolling in the ultimate coding bootcamp. Okay, so we've talked about the open source advantage, but let's get practical for a second. When it comes to programming, having the right tools is crucial. Think of it like having a fully loaded workshop. You need the right tools for the job, right? Well, Linux comes with a built-in arsenal of programming tools that would make any developer drool. We're talking about industry standard languages like C, C++, Python. They're all there, ready to go right out of the box. But it's not just about the languages themselves. It's about the entire ecosystem. Linux is like a playground for developers, with support for powerful IDEs like Visual Studio Code and Eclipse. These IDEs are like your command centers, providing features like code completion, debugging tools, and version control integration to streamline your workflow and make coding a breeze. And the best part? You don't have to jump through hoops to get these tools. No need to hunt down installers or worry about compatibility issues. Linux keeps things clean, organized, and efficient, so you can focus on what really matters, writing awesome code. Whether you're building websites, developing apps, or exploring the world of data science, Linux has got your back. So if you're tired of wrestling with software installations and compatibility headaches, Linux is here to simplify your life and let you focus on the fun stuff. Let's face it, even the best programmers hit roadblocks sometimes. You're coding away, feeling like a rock star, and then, bam, you're staring at an error message that makes no sense. But here's where Linux really shines. The community. The Linux community is like having a team of expert programmers on speed dial, ready to help you squash those bugs and overcome any coding challenge. We're talking about a global network of developers, from seasoned veterans to eager beginners, all sharing their knowledge and passion for Linux. Whether you're stuck on a tricky algorithm or just need a second pair of eyes on your code, the Linux community has got your back. There are forums, online communities, and dedicated websites like Stack Overflow, Ask Ubuntu, and GitHub, where you can connect with other Linux users, ask questions, and get answers from people who've been there, done that. It's like having access to a massive brain trust, all dedicated to helping you succeed. And the best part? This support is free and always available. No need to pay for expensive support contracts or wait on hold for hours. The Linux community is built on the principles of collaboration and open knowledge sharing, so you can be sure that there's always someone willing to lend a helping hand. It's not just about getting answers though, it's about being part of something bigger. So when you choose Linux, you're not just choosing an operating system, you're joining a movement. Chapter 4. Cross-platform powerhouse code once, deploy everywhere. Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room, cross-platform compatibility. In today's world, you want your code to reach as many users as possible, right? Whether they're on a Windows PC, a Mac, or even a mobile device, your software needs to work seamlessly across different platforms. And guess what? Linux is the ultimate cross-platform champion. Because of its open source nature and the way it's designed, Linux plays incredibly well with other operating systems. You can develop your software in a Linux environment and then deploy it on Windows, Mac OS, and even mobile platforms like Android and iOS. Talk about versatility. This means you don't have to learn a bunch of different programming languages or frameworks for each platform. You can write your code once using your favorite tools and libraries on Linux, and then package it up for different operating systems. This not only saves you time and effort, but also ensures that your software has a wider reach, potentially connecting you with a larger audience. So, whether you're building the next killer app, or developing web applications that need to work flawlessly on any device, Linux provides the flexibility and power to bring your ideas to life. Chapter 5. Free as in freedom open source tools that don't break the bank. Now let's talk about everyone's favorite four-letter word free. When you're starting out with programming, the last thing you want is to shell out a ton of cash on expensive software licenses, right? Well, with Linux, you don't have to. One of the biggest advantages of the Linux ecosystem is the abundance of free and open source programming tools available at your fingertips. We're talking about industry-standard compilers like GCC, the GNU Compiler Collection, which is the powerhouse behind countless software projects. And then there are the scripting languages, Python, Ruby, Perl, all free to use, modify, and distribute. These tools are not just free in terms of cost, they're free as in freedom. You have the freedom to use them however you want, without being locked into proprietary software licenses or restrictive terms of service. This means you can experiment with different programming languages, frameworks, and tools without any financial risk. So, if you're ready to unleash your inner coding ninja without breaking the bank, Linux is the way to go. Let's be real for a second. Coding requires focus. The last thing you need when you're trying to wrangle code is a bunch of distractions popping up on your screen, right? This is where Linux really shines. Unlike some other operating systems out there that come preloaded with a ton of bloatware and unnecessary applications, Linux is all about giving you a clean, distraction-free environment. It's like having a minimalist workspace where you can clear your mind and focus solely on the task at hand, writing elegant, efficient code. You get to choose exactly what software you want on your system, so there are no annoying notifications or resource-hogging background processes to steal your attention. And the best part? Linux is incredibly customizable. You can tweak and personalize almost every aspect of the desktop environment to create a workspace that perfectly matches your workflow and preferences. This level of customization goes beyond just aesthetics. It's about optimizing your workflow and creating an environment that enhances your productivity. So, if you're tired of battling distractions and crave a digital workspace that's as focused and efficient as you are, Linux is the answer. Let's talk about stability and security for a second. When you're coding, especially on large projects, the last thing you need is your operating system crashing on you, or even worse, falling victim to malware. Well, Linux has a well-deserved reputation for being rock solid when it comes to stability and security. One of the reasons for this is its open source nature. Because the source code is available for anyone to inspect, security vulnerabilities are often identified and patched quickly by the community. Linux also benefits from a robust permission system that gives you granular control over what different users and applications can do on your system. This helps prevent unauthorized access to your files and data, adding an extra layer of protection. And because Linux is so customizable, you can harden its security even further by installing firewalls, intrusion detection systems, and other security tools. So, if you value stability, security, and the peace of mind that comes with knowing your code and data are safe and sound, Linux is the perfect platform for you. So, there you have it, guys. A deep dive into why I think Linux is the ultimate platform for learning and mastering the art of programming. We've talked about the open source advantage, the incredible toolkit that comes built in, the power of the Linux community, and the rock-solid stability and security that Linux is known for. But at the end of the day, the best way to truly understand the magic of Linux is to experience it for yourself. Download a distribution like Ubuntu, which is super beginner-friendly, install it on a spare machine or a virtual machine, and just start exploring. Trust me, once you go Linux, you might never go back. That's it for this one, everyone. I hope this video has inspired you to give Linux a try for your programming journey. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more tech deep dives and coding adventures. Until next time, keep coding, keep creating, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.